program is presented by Oscaro.com. Quality auto parts online. The FIA WTCR is delivered by DHL. Presented by Tag Heuer, official timekeeper.
Congratulations. Yep. Thank you very much.
Whew. Ted, what an achievement. 6 pole positions this year. You are the official DHL Pole Position Award winner. What a year.
Yeah, it was nice, but I was sorry not to finish it in a better way. I would like to be further up, but, it feels fantastic, and we are fighting for the championships now. And Ivan and adrenaline is going through the body, so I'm just, here to look forward for the next race.
You are currently in P13. Gabriele Tarquini fighting for the battle is in P14. What is your strategy down to that first corner?
Both races here, it's been completely crazy going through the corners, so it's just keeping clear. That's the plan.
What, not holding him up?
Keeping clear from the crashes in front, because it's been crazy.
Race 3 is upon us. It's time for the season finale of the FIA World Touring Car Cup, presented by Oscaro, and it's all on this man. The pressure is on for Gabriele Tarquini. It was 33 points back coming into today. The gap is a lot smaller now. If he does not finish in the points in this race, and Ivan Muller gets the top 3, then the title swings to him. Jake Sanson and Matt Neal in the commentary box. Alexandre Legui down in the pit lane. This is going to be a nail-biting showdown, and it's all on these two as they fight for supremacy. The first 2 races have given us some very interesting results. J.K. Venet picking up a victory for Audi, and of course the Leopard Lukoil team in race 1 yesterday. This morning's race saw Frederik Vervisch take the ComTU team's first win of the season and become the 15th different winner in 29 races. This is the last race of the year, and the man on pole position is the Duke of Cambridge himself, Rob Huff, gunning for Macau win number 10.
Yeah, Jake, that's exactly right. But as importantly behind those two, well, not quite as importantly, but it's equally as competitive is the fight for the final podium position in the championship, third place. We've got 18 points separating the first two, and then we've got 18 points covering the next 6 drivers, all fighting for that podium position, and it's a big scrap. Puffy's on pole, he's got a shot at it, but he's got an outside shot at it. You know, he is the king of Macau, and he's just reinforced that this weekend. He has been ultra fast, should have had a win, but it's been he's not had the luck run with him so far, but he needs to convert this pole position. This is the perfect opportunity for him. But Jean-Carl Vernet in his Audi he got the first win of the weekend, and he's in a strong third place position with his other adversaries sort of crashing out, not having the luck run with them so far, but it's still very much open.
Just to give you an idea of the drivers who are in that playing field for third position, Jean-Carl Vernet has 245 points, Ted Bjork has 238, Guerreri has 237, Oriola has 235, Vervish with that victory now has 228, Michelis has 227, and Rob Huff has 219. All of them have a chance to finish third in the Drivers' Championship this year. That is astonishing. It's really close. If Rob Huff takes the victory and his rivals around him fail to score, then he could potentially be third in the title standings. It really is quite intriguing.
Right, and the battle at the front, Ivan Muller, as you were touching on in race 2, he needed 2 podiums. He needed 2 third-place finishes with Tarquini outside the points. A tall ask, you'd say, but with Tarquini starting 14th in both races, it's definitely on. He's got the podium in the first one. He's achieved that, but he's got to start 6th in this one, and he's got some pretty handy people in front of him. Huff, and you say Esteban Guerreri, Michelitz, who is, you know, it's Tarquini's teammate. Jean-Carl Vernet won the first round. The Audi's been blisteringly quick round here as Vernet won the first one. Verfish won the second one. Air Lachey, okay, he's going to be friendly territory right in front of him, but he's got Pepe Oriola, who's been a bit of a loose cannon all weekend, right behind him. So Muller's got a tough few laps in front of him. He's got an 11-lap race, slightly longer than the second race. It's a feature race here, but he's going to have his work cut out.
This is going to be a very interesting scenario because you've got so many different factors, but effectively this is how Ivan Muller can win the championship. If he finishes third, Tarquini cannot score points. If Muller finishes second, Tarquini has to be P8 or lower. If Muller wins, then Tarquini must be P6 or lower. If Muller is off the podium, though, Tarquini wins the title, whatever happens. It really is down to the wire, and it's all action stations for Ivan Muller. For Gabriele Tarquini, he just needs to try and find his feet and get himself up into the points. But obviously, in race 2, he started from 14th and ended up getting clattered into the kitty litter as everybody came together. We saw Pepe Oriola tagging Jan Erlascher into a very hectic spin for Erlascher, hitting the wall, the Frenchman, and yet somehow he was able to dodge it all and run around in 5th position for most of that second race.
Yeah, young Pepe Oriola did his best to take out half the top 10 contenders in race 2, but hopefully we'll be a little bit calmer in this race. You know, I want to get to the end, want to get a strong result. You know, he's still in the mix for third place in the championship as well, so he needs some points. And if he'd have finished strongly in that second race, he'd have been right there in the mix now. So it's a bit of a foolish thing for him, but there, by the grace of God, go I. So yeah, so Muller will be clear-headed, calm, very focused, as he always is, as will Tarquini back in 14th, shall I say. So they've been teammates before. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses, even though they haven't got many weaknesses between them. 2 of the oldest guys on the grid. Ivan, 49. I thought he'd turn 50. I was cheering myself up, but he is actually, if I've been corrected, he is still 49. And Gabriele has been the oldest man on the grid at 56. But he's been beaten to that accolade by a few this weekend, hasn't he?
Well, he is now the oldest on the grid again because the man who was older than him, Rui Valente, did not qualify for the race. So Tarquini is now the oldest man on the grid again.
Oh, here we go, Jake. This is an interesting out with Bruno Carrera. our world-famous safety car driver.
This man, Jan Erlacher, is going to have an interesting race.
It's a shame. I thought we were going to get a lap with Bruno there, but yeah, it's strange that all the girls hanging around Jan Erlacher's car, isn't it? Good-looking young Frenchman.
Not that strange.
Not
then.
that we're all jealous or anything.
No, indeed. He is the youngest man in the field, of course, 22 years old, the man from Mulhouse. And it is interesting.
Good-looking, fast.
Yeah,
and with a good
fast,
accent, great
talented,
accent. Yeah.
Comes from a good family, good connections.
But besides that, he's got nothing going for him.
Well, he's going to be starting this one from 5th position. His uncle is alongside him on the grid. He's not going to give Muller any difficulties at all, is he? Let's be fair. There's rumours suggesting that they may end up in the same stable next year, so I don't think Jan is going to cause any problems. This man might, because we remember off the start, if Huff doesn't get a great start, Jean Carvenet is in prime position to take another win away, because that Audi, as we know from the first 2 races, is lightning fast in a straight line.
Yeah, but Venet, he's got his win at Macau now. You know, he's got that monkey off his back. His prime focus now is third place in the championship. So he's not going to want to get involved in any fracas or scrap which could affect that. He is stronger on the points, so he's you know, he's going to want a clean race. This boy on the other side of the coin, Michelitz, he's a clean racer and he's friendly with everybody, but he is Tarquin, his teammate.
And that's important because Michelis has got a lot of weight on his shoulders now, because the team's title has actually changed hands in the first 2 races. The Ivan Muller Racing Team now has 542 points, 3 more than the BRC Racing Team. So Michelis may have to play lead gunner now to try and get some points in the team's championship.
This man here, Esteban Guerreri, he's fast, he's flamboyant, and he's pretty wild on occasion. So if anyone's going to take the fight to Rob Huff, I reckon it's going to be this boy here.
However, a lot of Union flags are flying back home in Blighty, because the Duke of Cambridge has taken residency on pole position once again after his stellar qualifying efforts on Friday. There's going to be hell to pay from his fans if he doesn't nail his 10th victory in Macau.
He's going to be thrilled by the new title you've given him.
I think he will be. I said to him that I quoted word for word what I said when he came across the line on qualifying on Twitter, and he said, "Nice one." Because I'm not sure anybody saw. Here is the grid in full. Rob Huff and Esteban Guerreri on the front row of the starting grid. Second row of the grid, Norby Michelis has got a lot of work to do from 3rd position. Jean Carvenet, race 1 winner, in 4th place. Jan Erlacher and Ivan Muller. The title could be the young Frenchman's uncles, Pepe Oriola and Fred Vervisch. Race 2 winner. Pressure's off him. Chekon and Scheider just enjoying his 3rd race at Macau in 10th on the grid. Then comes Banani and Nathaniel Berton, but the championship leader starts 14th beside Ted Bjork. Gabriele Tarquini's got to get into the points if he can to keep the championship hopes alive. Panis and Marr are on the 8th row of the starting grid. John Filippi and Gordon Shedden line up together on the 9th row of the grid, and rounding out the top 20, it is Luigi Ferrara and Matteo Homola. And then we have Aurélien Comte and Denis Dupont, who have both had difficult days at the office over the course of Macau. Tom Coronel down in 23rd on the grid, hoping for a bit more luck in the races from Kevin Tsay, the leading Macanese driver on the grid. Then Nobanaji and Andre Couto. And then we have Georges Jarbo, who's finally got his mechanical problems off his back. Felipe Souza, 28th on the grid, a former marshal who's now racing in the race itself. And their man at the back is Billy Lowe. This is going to be a fantastic final race of the season.
You know what I think they should do, Jake, is take multiple driver profile pics like that and have them like images. So the guys at the front have a big smiley face on them, the guys in the middle are a bit sort of somber, and the guys at the back are a big unhappy face. I think I'm on to something here. Do you reckon?
I think you have an absolutely brilliant point. That would be fantastic. Green flag flies at the front of the grid. One more time. And it's around the toughest race of them all, Macau. Get ready, folks. One more dance around the streets, and this is the longest race of the weekend as well. 11 laps. It's going to be tougher. It's going to be more brutal. There's a championship fight to be won. And, of course, that man on pole position, Rob Huff, will be ruthlessly determined to make sure that that wall stays firmly bolted shut. No one's passing him today.
Yeah, Huffy has a habit of always winning when he comes to Macau, and it's so far this weekend he's been blisteringly fast, but the wind's eluded him. And I think with the straight line speed deficiency of the VW against the likes of the Audi and Hondas on these big long straights here, he's got to do it at the start. He's got to get off the start and to stand any chance, because he just struggles to slipstream him after that. So it's going to be, the start is going to be the critical part of this race for Huffy. He's made two sort of not rubbish but very average starts, and you can't afford to do that against these other guys. You know, he's got to get away, and even then he's got to have eyes in the back of his head and out the door mirrors and everything, because by the time he gets down to Lisboa on lap 1, they'll be all over the back of him. They'll be clambering all over him.
The thing about Rob Huff is that, as you say, the power advantage of the Audi means that he cannot afford to be sluggish off the line. If he gets into Lisboa in first position...
It's not so much the power advantage. It's, you know, with the BOP, it's all pretty similar, and the Audi's running heavier. It's just a slippery car with a lower drag factor. So on these, you know, when they're up to 150 mile an hour, you know, sort of 240 kilometers an hour, you know, that has a big bearing. If you're doing 70, 80 miles an hour on the motorway, you put the window down, put your hand out the window, you can feel the drag. You know, when they're after hundredths of a second, it all makes a massive difference.
And if Rob Huff is able to utilize that off the line and bolt away, if he gets into Lisboa in first position, if we know Rob Huff the way we know him, none of the other guys in this field will see which way he went.
It'll be interesting. We just got a good shot of Gabrielli in car there. He's remained very calm. And okay, he's got an old head on his shoulders, but he's remained very calm. And it'll be interesting to see, because, you know, he's been very close to the championship a lot of times and it's eluded him, even though he's won it before. You know, at this point, you do remain almost emotionless, and you bottle all your emotions up and hide them away deep inside you. And once it's all over, win or lose, those emotions come flooding out and you can't help it. So it'll be interesting to see how Justine, Ivan Muller's other half, with the fingers crossed. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how their emotions come out. So, because both of them have been very emotionless about the whole challenge in front of them, just trying to stay focused on the job in hand and professional about the whole thing.
You've been here time and time again, Matt, with a championship on the line. You know Ivan Muller, having raced him of old. This is going to get interesting right from the get-go, isn't it? He's not going to be hanging around to stay in 6th position. He's got to make a massive start to get himself at least 4th position into Lisboa.
Well, as I say, like Huffy's made 2 average starts, Muller has made 2 absolute blinders in the first 2 races today. So he's in the groove, and you know, the biting point of the clutch, it's a live thing. It can change, and obviously some days you can just really get the drop of it. It's not fully automatic, you know, like you in a Formula 1 car where they set it and everything. It does change, and so it's still a live thing which you've got to judge. And even though there's a system trying to get the cars off the line, and he's done it well so far, so he's in a good place.
The championship showdown comes down to this, the 3rd and final race of the weekend in the FIA World Touring Car Cup by Oscaro, here on the streets of Macau. Gabriele Tarquini on 305 points. 18 behind him is Ivan Muller. Muller's starting P6, Tarquini starting P14, out of the points. Muller's got to get on the podium to stand any chance of wrapping up this title. Tarquini needs to get back in the points, with Rob Huff, the king of Macau, searching for win number 10 on pole position beside Guerreri, with Michelis and Venet on the 2nd row of the grid. Jake Sanson and Matt Neal in the commentary box, with Alexandre Legui down in the pits. Get ready, hang on to something, and strap yourself in. This is going to be a brilliant season finale. Let's race at Macau one last time. Terrific start from Michelis. He's going to try and get alongside Rob Huff, who again has had an average start. Guerreri's going to get through to the lead. Michelis is going to get through to 2nd position. Muller's going to come out underneath Rob Huff now and get him in the draft. So Muller's going to get an absolute flyer once again. He shadows Huff's move down the run to Hotel Mandarin. They go through the left-hander. Huff is going to retain 2nd, having got back past Michelis, but he's going to need to charge after Guerreri. What Muller does from here is critical. He needs to get a really strong start, and he's actually ended up losing ground. Vernay's going to come around the outside of Michelis. Muller's going to need to go for this on the inside. There's a bit of an issue. Vervish and Schneider have gone too deep. They've overshot into Lisboa, and that's going to cause pandemonium, surely, unless everybody just about gets away with it. But I saw 1 or 2 cars bouncing around. They were just about able to squeeze through, but Muller, initially a fast start, but he's ended up behind Vernay.
I felt for Muller. Muller made another blinding start there, and then you could just, the pace of Jean-Carl Vernay's Audi, as it just got up, as they got up to the higher speed, it selected another 7th gear. They've all got 6th gears, and he just selected another gear and came from like 6th right the way through to 3rd place.
How about this for a battle for the victory, though? Guerrieri versus Huff for the victory. Esteban Guerrieri leading. Rob Huff right in behind him. Jean-Carl Vernay in 3rd. Michelis is 4th. And Ivan Muller is 5th. Now, how about this? Because everybody in the BRC team knows that Muller has got to finish on the podium to stand any chance at all of winning this title. For Norby Michelis, he is the perfect man to hold Ivan Muller's charge at bay.
Well, as importantly, Jake, with only 3 points separating the YMR and BRC Hyundai teams, whoever finishes in front with those 2 guys could decide the title, the team's title. So there's a lot at stake in that respect as well.
It's worth trying to pick out where Tarquini is as well. Look, Tarquini is in behind. He's in behind the Alfa Romeo, so Tarquini's made a blinding start as well. I think that's 8th position. No, it's 9th place for Tarquini, but that's 2 points. And crucially, he's ahead of Ted Bjork as well. So that's an extra point that he will gain over the team there.
Okay, if Tarquini's 8th, 9th or 10th, then Muller has to finish a minimum of 2nd to win the championship.
This is looking so rosy for Tarquini all of a sudden.
If Tarquini gets up to 7th, then it's his.
Well, perfect. At the moment for Tarquini, this is exactly where he wants to be. Rob Huff is going to try and get the slipstream on Guerrieri early.
Huff is going to be fired now. He followed the back of these guys for the whole of the first race, and he was stuck, he was bottled up, you know, in that, and he just couldn't do anything about it. Now he's got Vernay on his tail as well. With Muller and Michelitz, the problem is they're running identical weight, identical machinery. So Muller might be able to get a slipstream off easier than the front 3, but then he's going to have his work cut out to catch these first 3 up, unless they start scrapping and holding each other up.
This is going to be a really tricky situation now for Rob Huff, because he's got the very fast Jean-Carl Vernay right behind him. Guerrieri is going to be tough to overtake.
Yeah, and where Huff is quick, he can't use it. It's through all the technical section.
Well, as things stand at the moment, I'm just trying to gain an understanding as to the points for everybody. Michelis is looking at 16 points, and Tarquini is looking at 2, so that's 18 points. The YMR team are looking at 14 with Ted Bjork, so BRC are going to take back the lead of the title race.
Did Tarquini get a bump off someone then?
He might have done.
Just a tap on the road. You know, Tarquini could win the title this weekend without even scoring a point.
Well, I think he's going to get 2, potentially, but yeah, Muller has to get into the top 3. But if it stands like this, not only does Tarquini win the driver's title, BRC Racing win the title by a single point. How close is this? Muller's going for it again on Michelis, but Norby is playing the perfect role here to try and keep this championship alive for both the team and for his teammate Tarquini.
I think the only positive for Ivan Muller at the moment is he's got Jan Lachey behind him, who he knows he's not going to do anything stupid. So it's this man, it's just Huff. He's all over the back of him. Look, he's just literally almost pushing him around these sections.
Of course, there is no overtaking in the Melco hairpin. So once they leave it, you see the green flag there on the barriers.
Now they run down. This is the start of the fast section. Run down to Fisherman's, 90-degree right-hander. Got to get a really clean exit because there's a long run all the way up to our bend.
The man to watch on this next lap is going to be Jean-Carl Vernay, because he gets a brilliant run out of this final corner. He's on Rob Huff, and that's going to be a tricky moment. But Rob, we've said this time and time again, looking at how strong he's been in qualifying, if he can get into the lead, he'll disappear because he's so strong in sectors 2 and 4. He can get away from the rest of the field, but he's not really going to find it easy to get
watch
to that
this
point.
Audi. This Audi's going to come on strong now. It's going to be all over the back of Huffy in a minute.
Well, Huffy's currently trying to put Guerrieri on the back foot as they fly through Hotel Mandarin, down the straight, up towards Lisboa. Huff is not gaining enough ground, but watch out for Jean-Carl Venet. Venet trying to come around the outside. That's very close indeed with these three. Very, very close indeed. Guerrieri trying to hang on in front of Huff and Venet, and that is game over. A very badly damaged Mehdi Benani. Well, his crazy topsy-turvy weekend has come to a very disappointing end.
Happened.
No, I didn't see that one.
Whether he got caught up in that stuff at the start.
There were quite a few drivers who got caught up in the start, of course. What has happened to the likes of Scheider and Vervish? They are 16th and 17th now, by the way. So they have got going again. Tarquini, fastest of all in the first sector. He means business.
You can see Huff is just so much faster in this section. Well, we have a yellow flag. It's gone now. Maybe that was Benani who's just pulled out.
Potentially.
Yeah, Guerrieri's just got to keep it tight round here.
Rob Huff is giving him so much aggro. Get on with this, Esteban, or get out of the way, because I'm going to come through and win my 10th race at Macau. He is pushing like stink at the moment. Guerrieri leads, Huff second, Venet third. Huff is going to try and make the move to the inside, is he? I thought he was going to have a look into Donna Maria. Yellow flags in the third sector by the look of it.
Well, we're just in that sector now, so...
Well, that's going to be a couple of places behind us.
Right,
because
yeah, it's probably behind us. We're into Melco now, aren't we?
It won't count for Melco because everybody knows that that's a yellow flag, no overtaking zone anyway. So there's a separate incident that's happened just behind us. And we're not sure what it is. Trying to see if there's anybody who's lost a big chunk of time. Gordon Shedden's had problems.
Flashes in the pits.
Oh, and that's one of the Audis.
Is that Verfish?
I think that is... Is that Vervish? No, it's Panis.
No, Panis.
So Panis again has hit the wall. He's had a very tough old weekend as Aurelian Panis, hasn't he? And that has brought out a safety car, which is going to spice things up even more.
Okay, well, Tarquini is up to 9th now, so Muller's just compounds Muller's problem. That means he's got to finish second.
So as it stands at the moment, the points scored by Tarquini, only 2 of them, would be enough to win the title by just 7 points to Ivan Muller. Guerrieri is looking likely to finish 3rd in the championship by virtue of the fact that he is going to win this race if he stays where he is. Michelis is looking at 4th position, and that's worth 16 points. Ted Bjork, the sister car of YMR, is looking at 10th, which is only worth 1. So as it stands, BRC Racing would win the title in the team's championship by a single point.
Yeah, there's some bragging rights to be the first non-Hyundai home, and obviously Venet or Audi would want it with Venet, and Honda very much want it with Esteban. So it's running nose to tail, you know, with Rob in there in the mix as well. There's going to be no quarter given with these first 3.
Irony of ironies, if Venet can get the job done, where we've got an Audi safety car at the front end of the field. But unfortunately, one of the Audis is not going any further. Aurelian Panis, who's had a very difficult weekend in the second of the 2 Comp2U cars, because, of course, we had Frederick Vervish having his brilliant victory. And, well, the 3rd car, of course, is Nathaniel Berton. He's in 11th position, so he's only 1 place away from the points. This is lap 4, so it's a long, long way to go. And of course, because we're under safety car, they're going to add an additional lap on. So it's now a 12-lap race. But this is absolutely nail-biting for Ivan Muller. He is in a very tricky position now because he's in 5th, which is okay, but it's not good enough. He's got to get into that top 3. Gabriele Tarquini's in 9th, and that will do. That's good enough to win the championship. Even if Muller does get into 3rd place, that will still be enough to win the title. You wouldn't
have put money on it being this close, would you?
No.
I mean, not after Suzuka. After, you know, Tarquini had a great weekend. Muller didn't.
Guerrieri's going to beat Venet to 3rd in the championship by 3 points. Michelis is going to overtake Oriola and be 1 point ahead of him if he stays 4th. There's all sorts of bragging rights.
Weekend as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's all sorts of bragging rights at stake here. And that's a good point, because Pepe Oriola came in with a very realistic chance of the top 3. But that race 2 incident has pretty much scuppered all hope now. So for Gabriele Tarquini, the oldest man in the field, 56-year-old from Giulianova. He's been on the podium 8 times this season, 5 of which have been a victory. But he has never won a race at all here at Macau. He's never been on the top step of the podium. He doesn't even need to be today. 9th position with Muller in 5th.
He's not going to break that record.
No, he's not going to break his duck, is he? But he doesn't care. No matter how many times you put your thumb up, unfortunately, your man is not quite in position there. Mrs. Muller.
Yeah, but she's a lot prettier than Ivan, so we don't mind.
Ivan Muller is there in 5th position.
Shots of her.
In behind Michaelis. But that's also not going to give YMR the Teams Championship as the sun comes out.
Safety car light's still on, so no one's coming in at the moment. No, it's still going to stay out at the moment.
The field is not particularly well bunched either, so that would seem to suggest there's a bit more debris to clean up over at the wreckage of Aurélien Panis.
You know, we seem to use the safety car so much at Macau. I think Bruno Carrera could win the record for most laps led at Macau, couldn't he?
Very nearly.
Over a weekend.
Because isn't there... there's a weird statistic somebody picked up in Formula 1 that Bernd Maylander has led more laps of a Formula 1 race than most of the world champions have. And I think, yeah, Bruno Carrera has got a very similar claim to fame now in the world of Macau. Now, that took a long time for the crew to get to Aurélien Panis, so I think that is down at... I'm trying to figure out whereabouts that is. I think that's on the run to Payol. I think that's in the middle section of Payol that he's gone off there.
It's either Payol or Solitude. It's a right-hander, isn't it? It's sort of a nice degree right-hander.
Well, it's fast flowing. I think you're right, actually. I think it might be Solitude. And that is game over for Timo Scheider. What a shame.
Is he hit? Is he...
well, is it game over?
He is going for new tyres. I thought he might be going to hit the bar after his race 2 result. So.
Well, he's down at the back of the field anyway. There is damage. And he's under safety car, so he may as well pit, fix it, see what happens.
It's such a long lap here behind the safety car, Jake. He can pit, even with the 5-stud fixings that is mandatory to use in TCR. They could probably get in, get some fresh boots on it, and
have a quick cup of tea.
On the lead lap again.
Have a quick cup of tea, and then maybe even join up at the back of the field and still not have too much to worry about. Because he's down at the back anyway. He may as well put some fresh boots on it. Yeah, you're right. Let's just see what happens. It's Macau, you never know. We could have a repeat incident of the GT race from last year. We hope it doesn't happen. But I'm hoping that, you know, I've given it an opposite commentator's curse. If I say it's going to happen, it won't.
Yeah, Luigi Ferrara's got damage on the back of his car by the looks, so he's out.
Oh, that's the...
Gordon Shedden's still in the pits, so he's out.
Yep.
Mehdi Banani's obviously out now.
It's a sorry sight for Scheider and Ferrara, who have had their best weekends of the year here at Macau. Neither of them had scored a point in the entire season until we got here, and Scheider got a second-place finish in race 2, following his reverse grid pole, but he's going back out. Now, let's have a replay of the start and see what happened between Scheider and Vervish. Look, Scheider and Vervish are battling away together, and they got squeezed.
Well, I think that's Oriola again moving over on Schneider, and Schneider was just the victim in the middle. He had nowhere to go. He had both of them squeezing him.
This actually took them a long time to get to this point. So, yeah, I think it was at Payol. It was at Payol, because we're now at Police and Moorish, just getting the car out of the way. Esteban Guerreri in the box seat to go for victory in the last race of the season here at Macau. So Esteban Guerreri getting the tyres and brakes up to temperature as he gets himself ready for an assault on the senses once again. Safety car in this lap, and they're going to have a really, really exciting run from here on in. We're going to start the race again on lap 6 out of 13 now, because we've been under the safety car for a little bit of time. The sun comes out at exactly the right moment, so we're going to get a gorgeous day to finish off with. It's been a bit gloomy and muggy all weekend.
Yeah, the record truck's obviously been able to pull off. Wouldn't have been what they wanted following that, because the tyres, they're going so slowly behind it. The tyres would have been going cold, brakes going cold.
Guerreri's bolted already. He's bolted very early.
He has gold. He's trying to get the jump on him. It hasn't worked.
No, before he even got to
Huffy
Fisherman's, he dropped the throttle. That's
read it
way
like a dream.
too early. That's way too early.
I think he must feel his advantage to the VW is straight line. So whether he's trying to make full advantage of that against Huff, close to the wall there on the exit of R.
But watch Vernet now. Vernet is going to be the danger man in this early
Yeah, I
point.
think Huff could have his hands full. You can see the bonnet of Vernet in the slipstreams chattering as well, with the air flowing off the top of Huffy's VW.
Vernet's having a look already. They're going to fly through Hotel Mandarin. Close to the wall, the car travelling a little bit on the way through the left-hander, but Guedetti's looking good in the lead. Watch for Vernet. He's going to try and get a run on Rob Huff as they come down towards Lisboa on the first lap under green flags. Vernet's going to try and go right round the outside. Huff's going to squeeze him out. Well defended. Brilliant defence there from Rob Huff. And that has saved his chances of winning the race at this point.
He's still got his work cut out nonetheless. Vernet tried the switch back, but Huffy had just enough momentum through the corner. Could latch on the back of Guerrieri.
Muller's going to be getting very frustrated. Gabriele Tarquini can just enjoy himself in 9th position. Oh, he's not enjoying himself, that's why! A massive lunge from Ted Bjork, and that changes the team's title. Bjork picks an extra point, Tarquini's got one taken away, and that is for the team's title.
How on earth did Ted get through there?
Well, that move has given Ivan Muller Racing the team's title, if it stays like this. That's how critical it was, and they've done the math. They've said to Ted, I don't care how you do it, Ted, get past Gabriele Tarquini, and he obliges.
I'd like to see that from an outside shot again, if possible. Up all over the back of Guerrieri. Again, look at him, he's practically sitting in our rear seat.
Rob Huff is practically in the boot of Esteban Guerrieri's car at the moment as he tries to hustle him through Donna Maria. You're not going to get the overtake into Melco, but what you are going to do is get inside Guerrieri's head. Down into Melco.
I mean, we're concentrating on these three, but equally behind them, Muller's all over the back of Michelitz.
All sorts of action to keep an eye on here, as there always is. Guerrieri has managed to get a little bit of a gap now on Rob Huff. Again, it's going to be Jean-Carl Vernet that we need to keep an eye on the run to Lisboa.
Yeah, if you look at the different attributes of the cars, the VW seems to have a great front end on it and like a mechanical grip. When you know, the Honda just seems to have great punch out the corners, whether it's got more low down torque of the engine or it just seems to be working as well as the the low drag of the shape of the car.
Yeah, Sector 2 and Sector 4 is where Huff and the Volkswagen are invincible.
Yeah, great mechanical grip on the front of that VW Golf.
We're on board with Muller, trying to get close to the fellow Hyundai runner of Michelis, but Bjork now in front of Tarquini. That hands the team's title back to Ivan Muller Racing by 1 point.
That's interesting. Esteban Guerrieri, fastest lap of the race on this one, so he's dropped the hammer. He's going to try and break him.
Here comes Vernet,
which is going to cost Huffy because Huffy's going to lose the toe off the Honda in front of him.
Yes, indeed. So Huff is going to need to get back on terms in the 2nd and 4th sectors now, where he's really strong. He needs to get back on terms with Guerrieri and get on with this now. But critically, as far as the team's title is concerned, Ted Bjork getting past Gabriele Tarquini has seen the pendulum swing. Now, this is what happened on board with Tarquini. Look, he's being nudged wide, and that's why Bjork has found an impossible gap.
Wow, crikey.
They say you
must
can't
have left a mere car's width.
Yeah, they say you can't overtake at Macau. Ted Bjork thought otherwise.
Thought nothing.
So now
that changes at the beginning as well, at the front as well, because they're now, okay, it's still a tall arse, but Muller's only got to make 3rd.
Indeed. 17 points for BRC, 15 for YMR. We're on board with Ivan Muller as he chases after Norby Michelis. This isn't just about the driver's title, this is about the team's title as well. And Michelis being in front of Muller is keeping the dream alive for BRC. But with Tarquini in 10th and Michelis in 4th, they're going to pick up 17 points. Muller is in 5th position, that's 13 points. Bjork has got 2, so that's 15 points. YMR is going to win the title by just 1 point if it stays like this. So it's incredibly critical that YMR is able to maintain this position in front of Gabriele Tarquini. It's so agonisingly close. 9th position between Bjork and Tarquini could end up becoming the deciding factor in the team's title. Eddie leads Huff and Vinay.
Huff all over the back of again, but just doesn't seem to be able to make inroads. He should pick up the slipstream again. He's managed to pull real Guerreri back in through the technical section and drop Vinay a bit.
Vinay's a long way back. Is Rob Huff going to unleash the killer move? He's close enough as we go on to lap 8. 6 laps to go. Here he comes.
Every lap is just a matter of seesawing, isn't it? If he loses it down all the straights, makes it back through all the technical sections.
He's got a great
the best
line.
run yet, though.
Here comes Rob. I think he may get an opportunity. Through Hotel Mandarin. He's poised. He's in the draft. He may get an opportunity to throw it up the inside. He's going to make Esteban Guerreri defend without needing to. Huff's now going to try and come out from the other side. Guerreri's moved to cover. Huff's going to try and get the switch back up the inside. Guerreri moves to cover. Huff is now going to the left side. They're going to cut through to San Francisco Hill. And Huff is going to try and make the lunge on Guerreri. He's determined. He wants to get this win.
He's trying every which way he can at the moment.
This is absolutely brilliant.
I mean, Guerreri's keeping a cool head at the moment, but he must be, the pressure inside that helmet would be immense.
Through maternity, along the brick wall, up towards Teddy Yip, and Rob Huff is still agonisingly close to getting this move that could give him a 10th win at Macau. Nobody wants it more than Rob Huff at the moment.
Yeah, we're looking at Guerreri and Huffy, but there's Vinay hanging around in 3rd, just like a vulture. Either of these first two have a problem or get into each other, Vinay's just going to be straight through, isn't he?
Out of Payol and up to Police. We're on board now with Tarquini, still smarting from Ted Bjork getting through. But the crucial thing is in the team's title, Bjork making the move on Tarquini means that Ivan Muller Racing wins the title by 1 point rather than BRC winning by 1 point. Muller's still trying every trick to get on terms with Norbert Michelis. He may have to concede the driver's title while winning the team's title. And I think Ted Bjork is going to get a massive pitch of any form of beverage he chooses after this, if it goes their way.
What's the Swedish national drink? What is it, the Swedish national? Everything.
Everything in one guy. Yeah, everything in one picture.
Scandinavians.
But this is going to be a very nail-biting finish to what has been
Dominic Grainer,
an amazing season.
Munich Motorsport team manager there, looking on pretty pensively. Be nice to be fabulous for the team to finish the championship with a win and a special one at Macau as well.
Rob Huff's got another great line out of Fisherman's. If he gets this right through R, he'll be closer to Guerreri than he's been before.
You can see Guerreri working away at the wheel inside there.
Huff's close. I'm not sure if he's quite close enough yet. They go through Reservoir. But again, it's just the long wheelbase car.
Works on carrying as much speed as he can out of R-bend, and then that just gives him that little bit of an edge.
This time he is quite close, actually, Rob Huff. He's got to make Guerreri jink as many ways as he possibly can. Rob Huff makes a bold lunge. Guerreri responds to it. Huff now cuts back across. Guerreri's got to keep himself in position. He cannot afford to let Rob Huff's mind games get inside his head. He needs to calm down that Latin temperament.
He's just pushing one mistake, that's all I want.
And he'll take full advantage, won't he? And the way he's going, Jean-Carl Venet will as well. On board again with Tarquini, and he's caught up to Ted Bjork again. So Gabriele Tarquini is going to have to dig deep and respond to Ted Bjork's move. And Bjork is trying to get away and get even more points to sort it out and finish the job by having a look at the Alpha. Tarquini's mission is to get past Bjork before he gets close to him.
These lead three keeping themselves busy. Fastest lap of the race just gone to Jan Elishay, shadowing Ivan Muller in 6th place in his Munich Motorsport Honda.
Every single apex is millimeters away from disaster. There's no better racetrack for touring cars. People say, oh, it's old-fashioned, it's out of date. And clearly, if there is an incident, it blocks the track. You can't race touring cars around here.
If there's any doubt, oh, if he's all over the back of it, if there's any doubt whether it was the right thing to go from TC1 regs to TCR for World Touring Cars, just the closeness of this racing is unbelievable, isn't it?
Absolutely. Blink and you miss what's coming next. Absolutely terrific. Yeah, it's what we've wanted from touring car racing.
4 manufacturers in the top 4 places as well.
That's a very good point as well. I hadn't even noticed that. everybody, everywhere watching, whether you're here trackside at Macau or around the world, are absolutely chewing away at the nails on the end of your fingers now, because anything could happen in the next 4 laps.
Again, the punch out of Melko. I mean, Guerrieri just seems to be able to gap Huff. Just whether he's got a little bit more torque out of that Honda engine.
And we're talking only a couple of car lengths, but that's all
That's all you need.
In the final turn.
Obviously, they dropped Vernet out of there because Vernet's carrying the full 60 kilos, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Vernet's missed his chance to go for the victory here, unfortunately. But there is Ivan Muller behind Michelis. Erlascher is closing up. Now, if Erlascher makes a move on his uncle, not only is he going to be doing the washing up on Christmas Day, but he's going to potentially wreck the chances for Ivan Muller Racing to get the team's title. So don't expect Erlascher to go for a move on Muller anytime soon.
Yeah, won't be surprised if Ivan's got a radio comm straight into his Honda.
Look at Huff in the braking zone. He's all over the back of Guerrieri. He just wants Esteban to look the wrong way in the mirror and trip up. It's absolutely on tenterhooks, this battle for the victory. Never mind the championship fight right now. Everybody wants to know which of these two is going to win the last race of the season.
Well, they're into the last 4 laps of the race. We've got a few extra to count for the safety cars. The tyres are going to be getting warm now. The brakes are going to be getting warm. If there's going to be any mistakes, it's going to be this sort of time where they can trip themselves up.
There's inches between them in the braking zones. One mistake, one error, one kiss of the barrier from either of them, and it's absolute carnage, potentially. Huff is all over the back of Guerrieri. He's breathing down his neck, practically chewing on the man's exhaust pipe in front. Oh, a very tough braking into Police. Huff has another look up towards Moorish. It's not a serious overtake, but he's just trying to get under his skull. Mind games throughout as these two dice with death on the edge of the barriers. Every time they come to blows in the braking zone, desperately trying not to brake with a lockup, trying to roll off the power, trying to get the car stopped so that you're in touch with the man in front. He's nudging him through.
Oh, he's pushing him, he's pushing him, he's pushing him.
He's giving him the hurry up, come on. Enough of this, or get out of the way. Rob Huff is absolutely resolute on the back of Esteban Guerrieri. I'm not sure Vernet's in the hunt for victory anymore.
Guerrieri wants to win. It's going to be a double whammy for Guerrieri if he can do it. One, it's a win at Macau, but it's 2, it's 3rd in the championship.
So this is all about whether the
it's all about everything
star,
for the Argentinian.
Yeah, the Argentinian star needs to cope with the pressure cooker here, and Rob Huff is going to chuck everything at him, bar the kitchen sink. Over the line again, flying through reservoir through the left. That's enough of a gap to be safe for the moment for Guerrieri. He's done well out of Fisherman's and R. Down the straight again, up to Hotel Mandarin. But watch Rob Huff in the braking zone. He's not going to make a serious move because he can't from that far back. What he's going to do is swarm around and try and put Esteban Guerrieri off like a fly. He's trying to bat away with his hand. Down to the braking zone for Lisboa. Guerrieri's having to be so tentative.
Snaking a bit there. Muller's dropped it back a bit off Michelit's.
Checcon's got flapping bodywork, and Tarquini, hang on, Tarquini's into the barriers, it's got Vernet! That's Vernet! Oh my goodness, Vernet has gone off into the barriers at Lisboa. That's changed everything. Michelis is now looking at 3rd. Muller is looking at 4th.
Well, this is game on. If now Muller only has to make 1 place, and the championship's back on.
Well, only if Tarquini's out of the points, though. Because at the moment, Tarquini is now 9th, behind Ted Bjork in 8th. Well, what it does change is how many points Muller is going to pick up, though, because obviously he's going to gain an extra position. So, well, it makes a massive amount of difference. Remember how I said that Vernet is not in the hunt for the victory anymore? He certainly isn't now. And it looks as though he's made that mistake on his own.
Yeah, it looks as though he's under no pressure at all. So that takes the pressure off Huffy, even though I don't think he was looking back too much before that.
Yeah, he's not looking back at all. He just wants this man. So close as they come out of Moorish, up towards Donna Maria again.
It's whether they're going to be able to get that car dragged out before these guys get around there, because the field's pretty strung out at the moment, so there's going to be a fair bit of traffic coming through for a while through Lisboa.
He's proper nudging him around the circuit now. This is tight. This is ridiculously
He's
tight.
have to use a lot of luck to get around Melko. Maybe that's why he's just struggling to get the power down. And Guerreri can just get the drop on him and get a couple of car links.
Right, if it stands like this, BRC is going to score 21 points. Ivan Muller Racing are going to score 20. Just one less. That's enough for Ivan Muller Racing to win the title by 2 points. So close. So ridiculously close. But that off for Vernet has really benefited the Ivan Muller Racing team's title bid. Now Rob Huff is alone to battle with Guerreri. He doesn't have any pressure from behind. Miguelis is in third, Muller in fourth, Erlascher in fifth place, sixth is Oriola, Checon in seventh from Bjork, Tarquini and Berton. And those are going to be the point scorers, but Rob Huff has got just 2 laps to do something about this man in the lead. 2 laps around Macau. Come on, Rob. Dig deep and find something.
Come on, Huff, you want that 10th win.
And to be fair, if he gets it, it will be the sweetest of his 10 wins, because
I think either of these get it, they're going to be pretty chuffed.
Oh, that's a
my
big
goodness.
shot. Now that could end up being, well, that could end up being a safety car.
That could be a red flag.
And Szabo, who's gone big time into the final corner. Now, is that going to be a red flag?
That's down at Fisherman's again, isn't it?
That's the final corner. So if that's a red flag, then they're not going to restart it. We've got to figure out what they're going to do, because that car is stationary. And it's going to go to the last completed lap if they do it. I'm not sure Rob's going to get his chance. Safety car, not a red flag, safety car. Now, they're going to add on laps, don't forget.
They only do it to a point, Jake. I can't remember how many they have to add on.
Rob Huff is trying to make the move on Guerreri. Surely they've told them that there's a safety car. He's got, yeah, they told him.
Yeah, but you raced the yellow flag.
Well,
the yellow flags start at the point the start-finish line, and they work their way around the circuit.
Well, I thought they hadn't realised that there was a safety car, and Huff was going for the move there, wasn't he, on Guerreri? He was making a challenge to go through.
It'd be hard to pick him up, but you get so many colours and shades of washing outside the houses and hotels.
Look at 5th position now. Vernet drops it, and he's tied on points with Oriola as a result of that.
He was going for 3rd in the championship. He's now struggling to hang on to 5th.
Yep. Guerreri's going to get it, whether he wins the race or not, I think, because as long as he scores some points, he should be able to get this done. But Georges Szabo, he's had a miserable weekend here at Macau, by all accounts. He failed to qualify for race 1, and he's really struggled. The whole Zengo Motorsport team have had their backs to the wall since Thursday, to be honest.
They've had their backs to the wall the whole second half of the season. Here we go. Oh, he went in hard there, didn't he?
Dear, oh dear. And how close was that from Felipe Sousa? He so nearly took him out there even harder. The luckiest man in Macau for so many reasons. Well, now we've got to think, well, this is the final lap. We've gone on to the final lap, so either they're going to add another lap, or this race is going to finish under safety car.
This will finish under safety car.
And that means that we have a new champion, and it's Gabriele Tarquini. It's not quite the way they wanted to end the championship. Well, Tarquini's dropped to 10th by the look of it, behind Berton.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, it does if Berton's overtaken him under safety car, because he wasn't behind him.
Doesn't affect the championship.
It doesn't affect the championship. No, you're right.
Doesn't affect us.
Berton might get a penalty though, so Marginois could end up getting the final point. But Ivan Muller, I think he's actually celebrating because he's realised that they've won the team's championship.
No, I think he'll be, he's fairly circumspect. Their focus is on the drivers. As an individual, you're on the drivers, but
well, there's the consolation.
It's a consolation for them, for Ivan Muller Racing. Been a strong pairing with him and Ted Bjork. It's interesting how the balance of power has seesawed through the season. You know, BRC Hyundai started the season so strong when you know, Ivan Muller Racing were trying to get their heads around the car and make it work. And then Ted Bjork and Ivan came back really strong, and then the balance swayed the other way to BRC again, and then it's sort of finished with the Ivan Muller guys again strong at the end of the season. So it's gone backwards and forwards as the season's gone on. But yeah, Gabrielli's scored the wins. He's got them in the bag, and that's what's given him the big points haul.
Conversation time down in the pits as BRC are now trying to explain to Gabrielli, mate, we think you've done it. We think you've just won the championship. If they don't add another lap on, then it's done. We think Gabriele Tarquini has just added another World Touring Car trophy to his collection. What a sensational career he's had if you look back at it.
What's the saying? The older the dog, the harder the bite.
So you'll be going for title number 4 in British Touring Cars next year, Matt, eh?
It's just, I mean, Gabrielli looks after himself. You know, he's still extremely fit, good athlete. So, yeah, he was a few years back. He was running marathons. He could do them in under 3 hours. So he was no slouch.
Expert dodging of questions there, Matt. But yeah, we think that it's done. We think it's done and dusted. Gabriele Tarquini with 1 point. That's all he needed because Muller needed a podium finish. Oh, how difficult that is now for Muller to take, because he's only 1 place away from the position that would have made him potentially the champion.
Yeah, Spider-Man brushing away the flies. He's still staying pretty cool in there.
He's not celebrating yet. He's not celebrating yet. He just wants to get across the line and confirm it. But Esteban Guerreri has done everything I never expected he would do. I thought the pressure would get to him here.
You know, Guerreri and Huff could break down at this point. You know, you don't know, do you?
That's true.
It's not over till they've crossed the finish line.
Well, Guerreri has done all the hard work he needed to do on the racetrack to keep Rob Huff at bay, and that's not an easy man to keep back. So it looks as though Rob Huff is going to have to wait until 2019 to get the 10th win at Macau. Esteban Guerreri is cruising in behind Bruno Correa. The lights go out on the safety car, but I don't think we're going to get another racing lap in. They're going to cruise over the line, and it's going to be a final victory.
Is he going to bring them back into the pit lane, or are they actually going to cross the finish line?
I think they'll cross the finish line. Yes, indeed. And Esteban Guerreri is going to come through under safety car, but the win is his in the final race of the season. Esteban Guerreri wins from Rob Huff and Norbert Michelis. Gabriele Tarquini is the 2018 FIA World Touring Car Cup champion. And the team's title goes the way of Ivan Muller Racing. All's fair in love and war at Macau, but yet again, Gabriele Tarquini has dealt with the pressure cooker, and yet again, he's king of the world. Awesome.
Ivan Muller did his very much. He took the fight to him with both hands, but the Spider-Man, the oldest man on the grid, Gabriele Tarquini, comes out on top by the skin of his teeth. It'll be great to see the look on his face, and he gets out the car. He stayed pretty emotionless. Andre Adamo, boss of Hyundai there, he wanted either of these boys to win, but obviously Gabriele he's very close to.
Well, Hyundai Motorsports Twitter tells me that BRC have won the team's title, so I'll have to wait for confirmation. But by my math, I think Ivan Muller Racing has just done it. As far as they're concerned, it doesn't matter, because they're both in Hyundais.
Yeah, very good.
But Esteban Guerreri is the final race winner of the year, and now he is on the Hall of Fame list of touring car winners at Macau, and that will mean a massive deal to him.
Yeah, there's another one who can buy the drinks tonight.
It's party time for Guerreri. He's blissfully happy with that. And what else does that mean? He's third in the Drivers' Championship. He can't do this. He can't do this victory lap fast enough. He wants to get back to start the party. But Gabriele Tarquini has got another touring car title to add to his collection. FIA World Touring Car Cup by Oscaro, 2018 champion. It's a great result. Checon congratulates his fellow countrymen as they go round. After all that pressure, Gabriele Tarquini just hung on. What a performance, all season long. Ivan Muller has to settle for second place. He's done very well with it, and he's taken the fight to him all the way through. And there's the Argentine flag out the window for Esteban Guerreri.
Where's he pulled that from?
I'm not sure where he kept that hidden.
That's quite a big flag just to keep tucked away.
And he's crying his eyes out. He can't see where he's going. What a lovely moment for Esteban Guerreri. Victory in Macau. Good job, mate. his amazing legion and army of fans who've been watching from Argentina all weekend. They've been watching via the live stream on Thursday and Friday through free practice and qualifying. They've been waiting for this moment. And Esteban Guerreri, third in the Drivers' Championship, and a very popular, very, very deserving winner in the last race of the season.
Yeah, he ends up as Honda's top dog, which is no easy task against the super fast young Frenchman, Lachey, who was leading the championship till, you know, lest we forget, till rounds 3 or 4. So, and just a spate of bad luck. But Guerreri's just he's been blisteringly fast. He's been pretty out there, getting involved, not afraid of rolling his sleeves up at any point of the season. So it's just deserved for him.
They do say you're only ever as good as your last race. So Guerreri is the best in the business at the moment.
Well, you've got to say Huffy's got to be feeling pretty choked. He should have won a win this time. He seems to be in a class of his own, but it just didn't work for him. He was fast, and
two difficult starts.
His starts didn't help him. I think that's what let him down this weekend. But it was a tough ask for him even then. He was fast in the wrong places on the track.
My co-commentator for the GT and F3 racing coming up after this, Tom Gamer, has just written, age is just a number. Very worthy comment there. Fastest lap, Rob Huff, he's done it again. What a fantastic result though. Rob Huff in second, Esteban Guerreri the winner. Esteban Guerreri gets to celebrate and party the night away in Macau. More money in the casinos here than there is in Las Vegas. It's a proper party city. And now the party can begin for Gabriele Tarquini. What a career, what a glittering career Gabriele Tarquini has had. Formula One from 87 to 92, and then the one-off drive with Tyrrell in 95. British Touring Car Champion 94, European Touring Car Champion 2003, World Champion 2009. And now he's won the World Touring Car Cup. 9 years later, he's still got it. But for the moment, Esteban Guerreri is on top of the world. What a victory. That will mean so much to his legion of fans back home. And he's done an absolutely terrific job. They'll be dancing on the streets of Ramos Mejia back in Argentina as their 33-year-old sensation has delivered at Macau. But here's the new champion, Gabriele Tarquini. Wonderful scenes from Gabriele.
There's the emotion.
He's kept it under wraps all weekend. He's not shown an ounce of emotion until just then. I wonder if he ever thought he'd win a major international touring car title again.
I don't think he did, you know, but you've got to keep the faith, and, you know, he just loves his racing. He's a hard man on track. Never gives you any quarter. You know, if you go side by side with him, you've got to be respectful, because if you're not, he's going to come back at you. So,
I'm fairly sure he's the oldest FIA world champion for quite a few years, actually. That's quite an esteemed honour for Gabriele Tarquini. 9 years since his last major world championship success, and he's done it again. He was 47 when he won the World Touring Car Championship back in 2009. He's 56 today, and you know what? He doesn't look a day older. A win in Macau means everything to Guerreri, doesn't it? A very emotional Esteban.
You know, it's a very, if you behind the scenes, Andre Adamo, who we're seeing there giving Gabriele Tarquini, very special moment for him. He was let go by Honda as one of their main designers and engineers, then got picked up by Hyundai. The new Hyundai has been his baby. His wife passed away a couple of years previously, so he was in a very bad place with that, and he got the new Hyundai became his baby. He got stuck into that, focused on that, and he's created an unbelievable TCR car. You know, Tarquini's been his man. He's engineered him, and he's come away with just reserve.
Vincitore, grande, grande, to right. Absolutely brilliant. A world champion again for Gabriele Tarquini. But the tears are flowing too for Esteban Guerreri.
The atmosphere down here is absolutely electric. Esteban, before you run away, turn around. Come back, come back, come back. I don't even need to ask how it feels, Esteban, to have won your second win of the season here in Macau.
What did I say? What did you say, sorry?
I don't think he cares what Alex said.
You see, my emotions are here. I cannot speak. Oh my God, such a joy. I really thought that finishing the year with the win in Macau was a 10 for me this year. And we achieved that, so I'm so happy. Thanks God. Thanks to the universe, to the team, to Honda, to my guys, to my family, my mom. She's fighting like I am. And I'm happy.
You're also P3 in the title battle. Well done, Esteban.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame for Vernet. I think he messed up, but still, I mean, I wanted the win. And I feel good. Bravo, viejita, por todo lo que la luchas. Te amo, vieja, toda en familia. Gracias. Gracias, Argentina, Latinoamérica. Vamos, carajo.
And I
It's difficult
will
not
take
to
the
well up watching that.
opportunity to come over here to our Sly Old Fox at the beginning of this year. Did you ever anticipate that this is how your year was going to end? You are the champion of the FIA World Touring Car Cup. Congratulations, Gabriele Tarquini.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it was my dream. I was under pressure because of my mistake on Friday, but I recovered very well in the third race. Fantastic start, I say. Far away from the trouble. It was my target, and in the end it was fantastic. I mean, 50 years old, the oldest fox, like you call me, and I won! I won!
Fantastic. The Sly Old Fox does it again. Alistair Cummins on Twitter writes, he really is like a fine wine. Do you know what? In 9 years' time, give him the chance to go and do it again. I bet he'd have a think about it.
Yeah, it'll be a sad day the day he hangs up his helmet, won't it? He's definitely a character, a personality. Been around touring car racing for a long time, being a part of history.
There's the final top 10. Guerreri, Huff, Michelis on the podium from Muller and Erlascher, with Oriola, Checon, Bjork, Berton and Tarquini. But that's enough. That's more than enough. Tarquini is the champion. And a very, very emotional tribute by Esteban Guerreri to pretty much everybody in the world who speaks Spanish.
Yeah, you've got to remember that it's an emotional time for these guys. They've been bottling up, and then they're suddenly being asked to do interviews in not their native tongue. So it's not an easy thing. You know, they're trying to come out. They're trying to be correct in what they're saying. You know, not say the wrong thing, and it's a very emotional time for them all.
A fantastic last end to the season. And this is what the championship points now look like. Tarquini wins the title by just 3 points to Ivan Muller. He came into the weekend 39 ahead, but he's hung on. Guerreri in third from Michelis, Vernet, Oriola, Bjork, Huff and Vervish, with Erlascher rounding out the top 10 at the end of a very gripping season. He could have won it at one point, don't forget. So to be 102 points back from the eventual champion, he'll regroup and he'll do really, really well in 2019. Comte from Bonani, Shedden in 13th, taking a win in his first season in international competition. Checon, Berton, Dupont and Co. And in the team's title, this is the one that makes the difference. Look, YMR, Ivan Muller Racing, 3 points. I was right. BRC Racing in second position. The Munich Motorsport team third from Sebastian Loeb Racing, Audi Sport Leopard Lukoil and Audi Sport Comte. We wanted an epic showdown between Evan Muller and Gabriele Tarquini for the title, and we definitely got one. Right from the get-go, Guerrieri bolting off the line and taking the initiative to get into the lead. Bit of an issue between Scheider and Vervish, courtesy of Oriola. And that's only when the trouble started. A little bit of problems for Ferrara as he got spat into the wall. A bit of damage for him. Venet was very strong initially with Rob Huff, but Rob was absolutely determined and ruthless not to let him get by. Rob shadowed his every move, and the big mistake actually came from Venet. He dropped it. Then Jabo did at the final corner. How Sousa missed him is an absolute mystery. Tarquini just did what he needed to, but Guerrieri under safety car taking the victory here in Macau. But the champion is Gabriele Tarquini. So the last podium of the year, and it's going to be a very emotional one, I can tell. Somebody may need to switch Alexandre Leguiz's microphone on, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium of our final race of the year of the FIA World Touring Car Cup, presented to you by Oscaro. Please welcome onto the podium, in third position from BRC Racing Team, it's Norby Michelitz.
Let's not negate what this man's done today. Third position. He kept Gabriele Tarquini's title fight alive by playing the team game in third. So near to his 10th victory in Macau. Next year, mate. Next year, you'll get double figures.
And your winner from allinkle.com, Munich Motorsport, is Esteban Guerrieri.
Just look at the joy. Just look at the jubilation. That's how much this win means to end the year. That's the greatest win of Esteban Guerrieri's career. A win in Macau.
Representing allinkle.com, Munich Motorsport, is Jean-Philippe Nicolau.
And of course, they're going to ask Jean-Philippe to pick up the trophy. A fantastic end to the season. What a great race to round off the year. And what a great podium too.
And now the national anthem for both Esteban Guerrieri and allinkle.com.
There's not a dry eye in Argentina, in the Esteban Guerrieri household and fan base, is there?
One of Greater China's famous actors, Mr. Louis Koo, will present our third position trophy to BRC Racing Team's Norby Michelitz.
Pretty much all of the top Hollywood stars from this part of the world have been up on this podium to give trophies to the guys of WTCR. They could make a movie just from the people on the podium.
He just got a face full of Norby's trophy as well.
Mr. Louis Koo will also present our second position trophy to Sebastian Loeb Racing's Rob Huff.
He'll be back next year, and I have a feeling he'll be a title contender again.
Yeah, I hope he just needs more luck. And better starts.
One of Greater China's famous actresses, Ms. Anita Gwen, will present our winning trophy to allinkle.com Munich Motorsports, Esteban Guerrieri.
A very popular victory up and down the pit lane. That's the right result, isn't it? Guerrieri hung on to the pressure cooker and got the job done in superb style. That's a brilliant win. A brilliant, brilliant end to the season. And I think this party's going to go on for several weeks, never mind several hours.
Lu Ye, SWIN singer, will present the winning team trophy to allinkle.com Munich Motorsports and Tar Solo.
We've definitely got the makings of a musical. Plenty of acting talent and musical performances. But what a great win
Please all come
to end
together
the
for your
season
official
for
photographs.
Munich Motorsport. So we've ended the inaugural season of the FIA World Touring Car Cup by Ascaro in sensational fashion. 15 different winners from 30 races, and all 7 manufacturers have hit the top spot.
Yeah, there's definitely some different fashion going on in that front row, isn't there?
If we could once again just thank our guests and have just the drivers and team up there, please.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. The Macau catwalks are looking very vivid.
Together for your official photograph.
And so now it's time for the moment they've all been waiting for, really, particularly for Esteban Guerrieri fans. It's time to get busy with the fizzy. One more time on the podium in Macau.
Bottles up, gents. Champagne.
Gabriele Tarquini is the champion of 2018 in the FIA World Touring Car Cup by Ascaro. But the man on top of the world at the moment here in Macau is Esteban Guerrieri. What a great way to end the year. All bets off for the title in 2019. I think he'll be wanting to take the whole thing.
Well, there's going to be a new lot of faces coming back into the championship, some other big names coming back in, and the competitiveness is only going to ramp up for next year as well. So it's going to be everyone's going to have to up their game to even be in the hunt. But, new manufacturers coming in or coming back. So these current guys are going to have the work cut out.
It's been an honour and a privilege, Matt. I can't wait for the next one. I have to say, Macau has delivered, as has the FIA World Touring Car Cup, and it's been 3 epic races. I've loved every second of it. So as Esteban and, of course, Hyundai celebrates into the night after an epic season in the FIA World Touring Car Cup, it's going to be a very long wait for the next round of the championship. We're already eagerly anticipating the 2019 season getting underway. The party has just begun for Gabriele Tarquini, for Esteban Guerrieri, for Ivan Muller Racing, for Hyundai Motorsport, and for everybody who loves touring car racing. 2018 in the FIA Touring Car World Cup. Just see what that shirt's got. Brilliant. Everybody who's watched the FIA Touring Car World Cup this year, Campione del Monde, champion of the world. Everyone who's seen the FIA Touring Car World Cup this year can verify and agree. That's what touring car racing's supposed to be. Open house and as epic as you like.
And now it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to announce the podium of the FIA WTCR World Touring Car Cup by Ascaro title battle podium.
I love we're going to get the top 3 in the title
Please
as well.
welcome onto the podium in 3rd position from allinkle.com Munich Motorsport, it's Esteban Guerrieri.
As you remembered, he's got to come out again. Oh yeah, there we go.
In
you get to do it twice,
position
Esteban.
from Ivan Muller Racing, it's Ivan Muller.
And of course, there's a big cheer for Ivan because his team have won the team's title.
Great result off Ivan. You know, the title could have so easily gone his way. It just,
and
again, bad luck.
Of the FIA
but he certainly
World
went down
Touring
fighting,
Car
didn't he?
Cup by Ascaro 2018 from BRC Racing Team, it's Gabriele Tarquini.
British touring car champion, European touring car champion, world champion 9 years ago. And he's still a spring chicken, look at him. And now he is the World Touring Car Cup champion again. I don't think he ever thought he would ever win a major touring car title again.
And the winning team is Ivan Muller Racing.
And look at that, the 2 rivals embrace. They go back so far. They've been battling each other since about 1997.
Mr. Alan Gow, the president of the FIA Touring Car Commission, will present our 3rd position trophy to Esteban Guerrieri.
Crikey, they're even wheeling in the big dogs. Gau's out there.
Oh, yes. Where was your invite, Matt, to the podium? Fantastic. So Alan Gao is going to give the trophies.
Our second position trophy to Ivan Muller.
And he's going to give 2 trophies to Ivan Muller, of course, because Ivan will take the team's championship trophy as well.
And Mr. Alan Gao will very kindly present our winning trophy to Gabriele Tarquini.
Look at that. The friendship goes back a long way with these two. A good 25 years since Gabriele Tarquini won the British Touring Car title back in 1994.
Head of Eurosport Events, the promoter of the FIA WTCR by Oscaro, the World Touring Car Cup, Mr. Francois Ribeiro will present the winning team trophy to Ivan Muller.
That's very fitting as well. Francois and Ivan, very good friends indeed. A great end to the year there. Ted Bjork comes out onto the podium to share the moment with his teammate. And to be fair,
Please
Ted Bjork pulled off the killer move that got the ball rolling. That move on Gabriele Tarquini was something pretty stupendous at Macau.
Yeah, Ted's driven well and hard all year, hasn't he? So just again, luck, a little bit of luck, but I don't think you could find a more popular champion in the paddock than Gabriele Tarquini.
And
everyone, I think everyone will be partying hard with him tonight.
I have a feeling the casinos are going to have to clear the decks by 11:30 because they're just going to absolutely raise hell.
There might be a few flights missed back tomorrow.
A lot of empty seats on planes back to various European destinations. A great end to the season. You've got to end a major World Touring Car Championship in Macau. It's just right. But it's great to see that in 20 years, nothing's changed. The best 2 touring car drivers in the world are still Gabriele Tarquini and Ivan Muller.
Very good friends.
Well, a fitting end to what has been a spectacular season. And I can't wait to see what this championship delivers again in 2019. From Jake Sanson and Matt Neal here at Macau, Gabriele Tarquini is king of the world yet again.
Yes, hello. What's happening with Shanghai? Why not the GT World Cup?